Well, hello, quilting friends, and happy Feature Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining me in my sewing studio. It's great to be here, and we have a new quilt on our frame that we've got lots of work to do on, so this might take a couple of weeks. I've got to get things set up. I've got a pattern to load. I've got so much that I want to do on this, and this has been a quilt in the making for quite some time because I have had the panel for this quilt for like 3 years now, it feels like. So I'm going to turn you guys around, let you see the quilt, and we're going to work with patterns for a little bit to get things set up and ready to go. We had a quilting friend ask to see how to change the tags on patterns. So while I'm importing a pattern for this particular quilt, we're also going to work with tags a little bit. I'll turn you guys around. So here is the quilt and here is the panel. I am a Barbie girl. I loved Barbies when I was growing up and played with them. And quite honestly, I probably still love Barbies to this day. I've had this panel for a long time and I finally decided to make something out of it. So I want to do a lot of custom work on this, and I bought a pattern that's kind of perfect for this. So I want to import that and then show you how I'm going to set up a tag for this and change tags. So all I've got on my screen right now is just my whole layout for my quilt top. I didn't do my whole frame this time because I'm doing custom work and we're going to be working within patterns. I am going to go ahead and just get you guys set up on my tripod so I can work with this a little bit better and keep a steady hand. So I'm just gonna move y'all real quick here, get you in place, and I'm gonna try something a little bit new today. I had a quilting friend come by and say hello at Houston Festival, and thank you to all of my quilting friends who said hello at Houston Quilt Festival. It was great saying hi to everybody. Suggest that I use a mouse. It might be easier for some people to see. So you can see my little mouse arrow up here on the screen. I'm going to try to do this exercise today with a mouse. So we are going to go over to patterns over here on the left-hand side of our display, and I am going to highlight that. And first thing I want to do is import the pattern that I bought for this particular Barbie quilt. So I am going to come down to my import-export tag and touch on that. We are brought to our usual screen, and you guys will notice that I am going to change my imported tag here by adding a new tag for this specific quilt. So I'm going to come up here in the top right corner and click the button that says add a new tag. And I am going to name this quilt Barbie Quilt. Quick and simple. I'm going to run it all together in one word. And it says Barbie Quilt here at the top. Now that it says what I'd like here, I'm going to come down to the bottom and I'm going to hit my green check mark. And it didn't add it in here yet. I have to add it in here. So all I did was create a new tag. I need to put it in this space where it says imported. So I'm going to click on this bar, and if I look through my list of tags to use, I've got Barbie Quilt right here. I'm going to highlight that and then hit my green check mark, and now it says Barbie Quilt in the center. So when I import this file, it's going to be imported into the tag Barbie Quilt. So I'm going to hit import file now. I do have my USB stick in the back of my display already loaded with the pattern. So I'm going to hit import file, and when I do that, it says select my storage location. Remember that when I am loading a file onto my robotic system through a USB stick, it is an external load. And once I click that, this is everything that is on my USB stick. And the particular file that I am loading is called bestdayever.qli. So I'm going to click on that and highlight it. Remember, for our robotics system, QLI and DXF are the best formats for you to load. You can load some QCCs. Sometimes they work great. Sometimes, depending on how the designer put them together, they don't work great. So just be careful with that format. But I always have success with my QLIs and my DXF. And you can see both of those on this USB stick. But this one is in QLI. That file name also showed up down here on the bottom left corner. So I'm going to come over to the bottom right corner and touch the open button. And when I do that, it very quickly flashed because it has imported that quickly for us. It says imported finished. One item was imported and the pattern was tagged as Barbie quilt. That's perfect. I'm going to touch my green check mark to make that go away. And now I'm going to go to my patterns tab over here on the left-hand side and double check that my pattern is where it says it is. So I'm going to look on my tags here over on the left. I've got my whole list, and you can see right here towards the top it says Barbie quilt because I created that tag. And I'm just going to open the tag up, and right here is the pattern called Best Day Ever that I purchased from So Shabby Quilting. And if you look really closely, you can see that that is the profile of something very similar to a Barbie. So I think this is going to be perfect for this quilt. Love it. It's where we want it to be, and that's great. So I'm just going to hit my filter button down here to go back to my screen of all my patterns. Now I have a couple other patterns that I want to use on this quilt that I plan on using in my border, and they are under my imported tag as well. And I want to change that tag from imported to Barbie quilt. So I'm going to show you that it's really quick and easy to change tags. And you might want to do that to reorganize your patterns. Sometimes you purchase patterns and you want to change the tags to be multiple things so you can find them quicker. It's not hard to do. You just need to know where to go to do it. So I am going to come from my patterns tab down to my tag tab. And when I do that, I've got this big bar up here that says select tag. I've got tags all down the side here, and I've got all of my patterns here in the center. So I could scroll through my patterns and pick a particular design if I wanted to and work with them this way. And there's no reason why you can't, but I've got so many patterns in here that it might be easier for me to work with them in a different way. So I am actually going to hit my select tag button and try to narrow down my patterns instead of searching through them this way by looking for them through a tag. So I'm going to hit select tag, and I know that the patterns I'm looking for are in my imported tag because I did import some earlier today. So I'm going to come down to my imported tag and highlight it and hit my check mark. And now I've got a narrowed down category of what I'm looking for. So these patterns are tagged under the word imported already. These are things that I may have purchased or got as a free design from a pattern website, and I've imported them onto my robotic system, but the only tag they have right now is the word imported. I have this little swirly pattern here for a border and this one over here for a border corner that I want to use in my Barbie quilt. So I want them both assigned with the tag for that Barbie quilt tag that I added up here. I'm going to click my multi-select square. It's very tiny up here on the left-hand side next to the word multi-select so that I can highlight both my border and my border corner at the same time. Otherwise, you're just using one. unless you hit that select all button, then it's going to highlight all of them. And I'm going to click on the word Barbie quilt. And when I do that, it is now assigning the tag Barbie quilt to both of these patterns. That's exactly what I want. That way I can find them very quickly as I'm working with my quilt when I'm ready to start stitching. I'm going to double check to make sure they ended up in that tag. But right now we're good with these. I'm going to just click on the word imported here in white, and it's going to take me back to my file list. I'm going to go ahead and hit the word patterns. And that way I'm back in my pattern selection. I'm going to click on the tag Barbie quilt, and right there are the two patterns that we just tagged. So it's quick and easy for you to go back and forth with your tags, select patterns that you are looking for, and add different patterns to your different tags to kind of give you a better file system for looking for what you want. You can click on the individual designs, maybe this one, that's a heart. Right now, it's under Epic Quilt Studio, and we can scroll through the whole list and see if it's under anything else, and it's not. But maybe because it's a heart, I want to use this for Valentine's Day. I can quickly click on seasonal, and it would give it a tag of seasonal as long as Epic Quilt Studio for the design company that it came from. You can go through and add as many tags as you want. You're not limited. If you want to go through one by one and do that, you can, or you can use your select tag method and do it as well. Take your time, do this, have fun, create different tags so that you have a better filing system for your patterns. For me, I don't do this often. I usually do it when I'm working with a particular quilt and I want to give it a name so that I can find them very quickly. So now that we have got our 3 patterns that I definitely want to work with in our Barbie quilt tag, we are going to be ready to go. I may find another pattern or 2 along the way that I want to work with, but this is kind of where we're set. I plan on, let me tip you guys down. I plan on using that corner swirl in the corners here, both sides and on the bottom, and then using a repeat of the border swirl across the top, sides, and bottoms. That's my plan right now. As far as the side view of the girl with the ponytail, or what looks like the Barbie, as I pull back a little bit, I've got a big plan in mind to use one of our cropping features and only stitch the background around our Barbie. We'll see if I can make that happen. I hope this answers the question about changing tags. It takes a little bit of time. I will tell you, it is definitely easier to do with a mouse plugged into your robotic system than trying to do it with your fingers, because sometimes the heat from your fingers can highlight multiple tags at one time, and it's not necessarily what you want. So I would definitely suggest plugging a mouse in to do your tag work. It makes it a lot easier. Thank you, quilting friend, for suggesting the mouse. That made this assignment much easier. And thank you, quilting friend, who asked for going over adding tags to certain designs so it's a little bit easier for you to find. We always appreciate suggestions here, and we are happy to try and go over things so that all of our quilting friends get more information on using their system. I'm really excited about doing this quilt. Like I said, it's a long time in the making, and this was just step 1 of me getting prepared to get this custom quilting done. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and we will see you real soon.